get into that role. Give her 3 options, okay? Your options are carry the ball into space, pass the ball back to teammates, draw another foul, okay? Make it, simplify it. The better the player, the more creative they can be, the less structure you need to give them. The weaker the player, the less skill. Maybe they have a specific role, which means they never self-start the ball, or maybe you give them 2 jobs when they self-start the ball. Next thing, clock management. What is the time on the clock? Are you winning a tight game? There's 30 seconds to go. Slow down, don't self-start. Okay? Or self-start and carry it to the corner. We didn't talk about that in the last group. But know how to manage the clock. Is it right before the half and you are right outside the circle and your numbers up, numbers even, I don't care. There's 6 seconds to go. Drive the ball into the circle. Know what the clock says. I'm sure some of you Division I coaches have a nice remote scoreboard and you can run the clock down. We don't have that. Get your kids to wear a watch. Get a little clock that you set on the sideline. Get them used to knowing how much time is left on the clock, okay? Get them used to making decisions based on the time in a game, okay? How many times in a game there's 10 seconds to go and everyone inside like screaming, go, go, go! And your kid doesn't go and then she comes off the field and goes, I had no idea it was halftime. And you want to wring her neck, right? They have to be communicating with each other. The ball carrier needs to know, her teammates need to know what time is on the clock. Positioning on the field, okay? There are certain left-hand corner might be a hard spot to restart, to self-start and take it and go and get numbers up. Maybe you want to pass back there. Maybe you want to slow things down, okay? Get your kids thinking about different places on the field. Again, anytime you are outside the hashes and you are close to the circle, if there's any kind of space, self-start and drive into the circle. Try to draw a corner. Try to really make things happen, okay? I think you can offensively afford to be much more aggressive inside the offensive 25. Because if you make a mistake, it's 75 yards the other direction, okay? We're going to talk about defense after, so I'm not going to get ahead of myself. The other last thing that we talk about is the skill of your opponent, okay? Is Eileen the best defender that I've gone up against all day? And I've had 3 self-starts, and normally I can burn people, and she just keeps beating me, okay? Maybe I don't self-start there. Or the reverse, she's not very good. She's timid. I can take advantage of her. Then I'm going to self-start that ball, okay? Know the personnel. That's obviously much easier for college coaches who are scouting, doing a lot of recruiting, high school coaches. Maybe you're not haven't seen a team. But if you notice it 6 times in the first half and the second half, you know, at halftime say to your players, hey, number, blah, blah, blah. He's not stepping out and playing aggressive defense. Self-start and exploit her. If you're having success with a certain skill, if you are really good at aerialing and you have a fast forward who can get upfield, and you can take that quick aerial and dump the ball into space and you know your teammate can run on, okay? Use the self-start to your advantage. You want to speed the game up whenever possible, but knowing when is not the best time to do that. The next thing, so that's all the thought stuff that goes into it. If you have a young team and thinking about these 6 things is a lot, just get them to think about space, just get them to think about numbers, okay? As your team advances, as your team is used to getting to thinking about 1 thing or 2 things, then give them a 3rd, okay? Giving them 6 all at the same time is going to fry their mind a little bit. From an execution standpoint, think about talking to your players about scanning and pre-scanning. If I have the ball, and Eileen knows she's the next closest pass, she should be, before she gets the ball, head up and pre-scanning the field, okay? She wants to be thinking, what are my options? What do I have, okay? So that as soon as she gets the ball, she knows that she can take it and go because she has space, okay? If she is the one who had the ball, I'm the defender now. That's the drip spot, and I keep wanting to stand. If you put a cone down, and I'm a good defender, I don't want to stand on my cone. Eileen has the ball. I just fouled her, okay? She had her head down because I was putting a lot of pressure on her. As I'm backing up, she's got to get her head up, and she's got to see what's around her, okay? She wants to know what her options are immediately. And when she self-starts the ball, she wants to self-start with her head up, okay? If she has her head down, she cannot see how the play is unfolding around her. So really get your athletes to get confident to dribble with their head up. The think about when she's self-starting is her first touch, okay? So often, my players who are going to hit the ball or carry the ball will push the ball right at the defender, then they'll scan, and on their backswing, the defender steals the ball from them. Ideally, most of the time, her first touch should be on an ankle, okay? So I'm forcing her one way, she touches the ball, she moves me, and now she attacks my non-stick foot, okay? She can go the other way. She moves the ball, I step to play it, sorry, she beats me off my other foot, okay? She's looking to move the ball on an ankle, she's not touching the ball right at me. Now, if she's amazing, if you have amazing players, again, some of the upper level coaches, maybe that is the play. Maybe she touches it right at me, gets me to step up, and then she uses tight skills and burns me. If you have that kid, fantastic. We don't have a lot of those kids. This is what happens to us all the time. She touches it, then she scans, and then I'm coming up and stealing the ball. So at least if she touches it on an ankle, she's going to move me out of the space. Does that make sense? Okay. She also wants to think anytime, especially younger players, weaker players, can she exploit my left foot? Can she pass down my left foot? Can she hit me in the left foot to draw another foul? Okay, those are all really important things to think about. And then she wants to find the dangerous space. Okay? How many times in a game do you have a 4-on-2 and your team passes into the corner and you want to lose your mind? Because while yes, you are numbers up and you've maintained possession, you now have possession down in that corner. Okay? No, get them, especially higher level athletes, again, get them to know where the dangerous space is. If both of the defenders are really close, this is a great opportunity for maybe Eileen to attack me, or she carries hard, she gets me out of the good space, because obviously the good space is to the center of the goal most of the time. She starts to carry hard, she moves me, and then she passes into the center, as opposed to passing down into the corner. Now yes, you can pass to the corner, you can have a trail pass, but you're also going to have recovering defenders. So I have players who if they have one defender to beat, they'll dribble down into the corner because they're nervous, they don't want to take me one-on-one, they don't want to try to beat me. Then you're not really using the self-start to its advantage. You're better off running over the ball, getting upfield, and letting someone else take the ball. Do you guys understand what I'm saying with that? Yes, so Stacy asked, as a general rule, do I want the person with the ball to take the self-start? Yes, if we're numbers up, if we have all of those things, she should take it. You can, but then that becomes a little bit more like a traditional free hit, okay? So I'm thinking more, when I'm talking about the self-start, like the person that fouls taking it going. They're taking advantage of that numbers up situation. If you want to slow it down, it still can be a self-start, but I'm talking more like, yeah, she fouls and she's going to win. Does that make sense? Yep. So Craig's asking if the foul occurs just outside the hashes or on the hashes, she has to carry it 5 yards. So yeah, she can carry out at an angle. If she's really good, she can attack me. You know, it's going to be based on the skill personnel. She can pass, try to do a give and go. Bobby, do you have a stick? We practice a ton of self-starts, and I'm actually going to show you guys a drill. Maybe I'm just outside. So a couple options. Eileen's starting with the ball. I'm the defender. She could pass to Bobby to try to get me to chase, and then she backdoors me. You know, she could pass to Bobby. Bobby could carry. She could attack right at me to freeze me. Pass to Bobby. Like, there's a lot of different things that you could do. But she can attack right at me as soon as I step out of the circle. Step out of the top of the circle, as long as she's possessing the ball into the circle, she can carry it straight in. She just can't wide dodge me, put the ball into space and come on to it. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question? I did? Okay. Thanks, Bobby. You have to have tight skills to redraw the foul. So say I don't step out of the circle. This is maybe part of your question. So if I'm holding back here and she has the ball, she can attack right at me to take that 5 yards, and I would encourage her to hit me in the foot or in the circle corner. We teach our defenders, get out of that circle. So we play a little bit more aggressive style. The next thing, supporting the ball. So there's two things to think about supporting the ball. If Eileen starts with the ball, and she makes the pass to me, she doesn't want to stand and cheer for me. She wants to get upfield and join me. Because maybe I don't have a shot, and I need to give it back to her. Maybe I do have a shot, and she's going to get the rebound. But she doesn't want to just send that self-start ball and hang out, because we could end up then being numbers down or numbers even. We're not going to be numbers up. The other thing about supporting the ball is maybe I got fouled inside the hashes. As I'm bringing the ball back to restart, she knows I'm going to self-start and she's going to go to give me a passing option. So two things thinking about supporting the ball. If you are the person that starts with the ball, pass and move. If you are not the person starting with the ball, how can you help your teammate with the ball? How many of you have that one kid who can score goals? Like, she's just amazing. And your team gives her the ball, and then they all stand and watch her. And you think, like, she's good, she's not that good, pass the ball and get up and help her. So if that girl self-starts, the whole team shouldn't be like, yes, go, go, go. They want to get up with her. The people on the sideline wouldn't think that, okay? I didn't think that. Yeah, go, 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 Eileen, go. Everybody else needs to get up to support her so we keep numbers up, okay? And then the last thing that we want to talk about is balance. If I am the right back, and I, for some reason, get the ball on the offensive 25-yard line, and I choose to self-start because I have a lot of space, my midi, my teammate need to know someone probably needs to fill in to the space that I was just in. So we don't ever want to get caught in a situation where we get overly excited and we're all upfield. So we want to make sure there's balance that way. On offensive corners, our left midfielder used to stand in this spot. If the corner was broken up and the ball went over the sideline, she was going to go take that ball. So the right mid needed to know, okay, I've got to switch sides, okay? Or, what happens to us more times than I care to count? The ball's over here and everybody gets super excited, everyone makes their cuts and everyone helps over here, and we send the most gorgeous ball to the left post, and we don't have a left wing because she got super excited and she came over here. Okay, make sure you have balance on the field. Make sure your athletes are recognizing, yes, you want to get excited. Yes, you want to get near. No, I don't think you always want to get near the ball. That's a whole other story. But they get overly excited and they forget to balance out. They forget to switch and replace with each other on the self-start. That's really important. From a defensive perspective, if we are in our defensive end, we still have the ball. Okay, our team has the ball. Again, do we have space? Can we take that hit quickly into open space? Do we have numbers up? After an offensive corner is a phenomenal time to take a fast defensive restart, okay? The attacking team's still bumming out. They didn't score. They're lazy forwards. I had a player that was watching last time. She admitted she was lazy forward. She'd be like, oh, I got to get back in the press. Tell your defenders, if they can, put the ball down and go, okay? We have a video that goes along with this presentation. We couldn't show it here. It's going to get emailed to everyone, so some of these scenarios will be a little bit, like if I'm talking about something and you don't really understand, we have a video where it says, like, watch the red team do this, and it shows a lot of this stuff. But anytime you can take a fast 16-yard hit, I think it's great. Again, thinking about the tone of the game. Is your team frazzled? Do you need to slow things down, okay? You do not want to, like, we'll have been playing defense for 10 minutes. We're clearly have lost our composure. We've just taken 3 crappy 16-yard hits. We want to slow it down. We don't maybe want to self-start there or take the fast restart. Can one of your kids not hit the ball out of the backfield to save her life? Can she not carry the ball out of the backfield to save her life? Have a phenomenal left wing. Little, fast, can carry the ball. She cannot hit the ball. When we got against teams that forced her to hit the ball, we couldn't let her take the ball. We had to slow things down and make switches, okay? So recognize what's going to work and recognize, do you need to aerial? Have they packed the space and your left player can't aerial and your right player needs to jog over? We had a center mid that could hit the ball harder than anyone that I've ever seen hit the ball in Division 3. She came back and took some of those hits for us sometimes. So sometimes you need to slow it down and you don't want to self-start. You want to just let someone else come back and take it. Skill and confidence, again, put your most skilled players on the ball. Clock management, again. Are Are you winning? Are you losing? Are you getting ready to go to